Yo, what's good, Spirit Squad? Today we're going to be talking a little bit more about Pioneer, and that's going to be really exciting for a couple of reasons. First, we already know that Pioneer is going to be the first format for the new Pro Tour that's coming back, or old Pro Tour, or revisiting the Pro Tour, whatever you want to call it. Either way, we're getting access to the Pro Tour, so hopefully you'll be getting access to the Pro Tour, and that means we'll all be needing to learn Pioneer. The second reason is going to be that Wizards of the Coast just announced for Arena that they're going to be doing a hybrid between, I guess, standard slash historic and Pioneer, and that's going to be called Explore. And in this format, we're going to be looking to explore everything that's available in Pioneer, but already existent on Arena. So for Spirits Pilots, that means we actually get to play something relatively close to what we're used to. Most of Mono Blue Spirits in Pioneer already exists in Arena. The biggest exception, of course, being Mausoleum Wanderer. Most of Bant Spirits also exists in Pioneer on Arena, or sorry, Explorer on Arena, with the big exception being Spell Queller. Those two cards aside, you generally get to do whatever the heck you want. However, in actual Pioneer, what we're going to be doing today is revisiting Simic Spirits, and this is going to be a list that we played a couple of years ago to some modicum of success, and it's honestly my favorite build of Spirits. It's very interesting. It plays a lot like Mono Blue, except you actually get to play a second color, giving yourself extra protection, extra one-drops, and some cool new toys that we haven't really gotten a chance to talk about on this channel yet. That's where this deck list comes in. You can screenshot this and keep it for yourself on your phone, or if you want to check out the video description, that's where a direct link to the Stream Decker link is going to be. Either way, let's get right into the deck list. Here, you'll see that we've got 10 one-drops, and that's going to be 4 copies of Mausoleum Wanderer, 4 copies of Spectral Sailor, and 2 copies of Lantern Bearer. Now, the back half isn't usually super relevant because it gives one of your creatures +1s in flying, and you know, everything already flies, but it's still a nice little bonus, right? Either way, it's a 1-mana flying 1-drop, and that's all you need to put a Curious Obsession on the creature. On top of Curious Obsession, we also get to play with 2 copies of Sixth Sense, so you effectively get to play 6 copies instead of just 4 of 1 mana draw 1 every time this creature connects. We get to play Spell Pierce, and that's going to live right alongside Lofty Denial, and 4 copies of Geistlight Snare. Geistlight Snare being even easier to make 1 mana because we're playing Sixth Sense on top of the Curious Obsessions. We also get to play this sweet new toy, Tamiyo Safekeeping, and for anybody who's remembering the previous lists, we used to be playing Blossoming Defense, but Tamiyo Safekeeping has a little bit more application. Target permanent you control gets hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. And that's not just creature, so if your opponent's trying to use some kind of naturalize or disenchant effect on one of your auras, you can protect that too. Also, you gain 2 life. Super relevant against the aggressive decks like Winota, Mono Red, or really anything else that's trying to attack you, right? But also indestructible. It's so good because this can protect one of your creatures from a Supreme Verdict. So if you can't counter a Supreme Verdict because, you know, it's uncounterable, you can now give the creature you put a Curious Obsession on indestructible and then just go about the rest of your day, continue attacking, making your life miserable for your opponent. And, well, that's still exactly where we want to be with this list. We want to make sure we're nice and annoying. For the rest of the creatures, we've already talked about the 1-drops. We've got 4 times Rattle Chains, 4 Supreme Phantoms, and 4 Shacklegeists to go along with 2 copies of Brazen Bower. The Shacklegeist, I usually flip back and forth between playing these in Mono Blue and not, but with 10 1-drops in your deck, I think Shacklegeist is going to be really good. Also, Brazen Bower, its main job is to get rid of Shark Typhoon tokens, but it's also a pretty sweet flyer in its own right. Also, with the advent of Mono Green coming back to Pioneer as a real player, it'll be really nice to be able to do something about old growth trolls and stuff like that. Out of the sideboard, we've got some relatively exciting stuff for both our splash color, the green, and blue. We've got 3 copies of Entrancing Melody, and this is going to be at its best against big giant threats that don't cost much, mostly like Thing in the Ice. But it also takes over from creatures that are being played by like Aurus decks. It's some modicum of protection against things like mono red, where you can just like steal a Soulscar Mage. It's not great, but it's not nothing. And of course, any of the big giant creatures that decks like humans like to play. We've got 3 copies of Mystical Dispute, and as I keep saying, Pioneer is a very blue format. This is still one of the best counterspells, if not the best counterspell, in the entire format, so we're going to be playing 3 in our sideboard. We've got 2 copies of Negate, 3 copies of Nightpack Ambusher, and this might actually be my favorite card out of this entire deck. So if you're playing against something like Control, you just have additional big dumb threats that don't require a Curious Obsession to completely take over a game. Nightpack Ambusher against Mono White, for example, demands a Supreme Verdict all by itself. We've got another copy of Tamiyo Safekeeping, so we've got 3 total, and then 2 copies of Run Afoul. Now, this is a card that I definitely do not want to see played against us, but when we play it against the opponents, it's pretty sweet. You can get Arclight Phoenixes with it, opposing Spirits decks with it, and if your opponent also has any other big dumb flyers, for example, Niv Mizzet Parun, Run Afoul is a great 1-mana answer to those things. And then we've got a 1-off Grafdigger's Cage. Pretty good against Winota, pretty good against Phoenix. I don't know that I want to play more than one right now, but that could change. Notable things that we're not playing but could be. We are currently not playing any copies of Damping Sphere in this list. I think Lotus Field combo is a little bit on the downtick, and if that turns out to not be true over the next couple of weeks or months, then we can go back to playing Damping Sphere in our list. We're not playing Damping Sphere against Phoenix either, but we have both Grafdigger's Cage and Run Afoul to answer Phoenixes themselves, and out of the sideboard, Thing in the Ice is actually not the scariest threat against us. We've got Entrancing Melodies, Mystical Disputes. Like, I think we're actually okay there. But that's going to be our list. I'm really excited about this. I think that cards like Nightpack Ambusher are going to be able to get us a lot of card advantage in those matchups where card advantage really matters. Like the red-black mid-range deck, like against blue-white control, blue-red control, anything else that's trying to basically wear you out and go card for card with you. Nightpack Ambusher will generate cards and a big-ass body to win the game by itself, so I'm really looking forward to that. Everything else, basically for protection, or Entrancing Melody for giving creatures the middle finger. I'm pretty excited about where this is going. I will see y'all in round 1. All right, we got round 1 on the draw with a lovely 1-lander, so let's up. And this is much, much, much better. So I've got a Spectral Sailor, Curious Obsession, and a Sixth Sense, so that's pretty exciting. The only real problem here is that I don't have a counterspell just yet. Let's see what Stanislav, our opponent, has cooking for us. Okay, so it looks like we're just finding out about some kind of spell-based deck. And whether it's Phoenix or blue-red control, to be determined. So let's see if this is just like tapping out for a Thing in the Ice or what. So I'm not going to walk my Spectral Sailor into a removal spell, so I'm just going to go ahead chill here with my Spell Pierce up. And if all they're going to do is like, I don't know, I do very much enjoy it when our opponents do know. So are we tapping out for a Narset? We are tapping out for a Narset. All right. Well, you are not welcome here, and we're going to get to play our Spectral Sailor now, which is nice. I also get to play Curious Obsession and actually protect our friend too, which is super good because we've already got the Rattle Chains up. So I'm going to get to draw a card. They're going to need to produce some kind of doubled removal spell here, and if I draw an actual counterspell to play with it, even better. No, but that's okay. So we do beat 1 removal spell. We don't beat removal spell plus discard, or I'm sorry, plus a counterspell, but let's see what we gotta work around first. They played their land first, so I don't think this is expressive. We're casting a Stomp. Okay, so I will try to cast Rattle Chains. If they censor this, then I cry about it, but I already couldn't beat a censor. So now, oh my god, it just went. Holy Jesus, that's great for us. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to put a Sixth Sense on. This way we get to diversify our bonds, and if we get to actually connect with both of our creatures here, then we're going to get to draw 2 additional cards. Oh my god, that's so nice. And I'm not going to play Mausoleum Wanderer now because I've got Rattle Chains on the table, so everything I'm doing already has flash. So let's see if this is just like an Anger of the Gods or what. I would like to think that we're not being walked into it, but it could very well be the case. Are you another Narset? Unfortunately for us, you are. Okay. This is annoying, but still not quite the end of the world. It's definitely annoying. So they put EI into there. So here I'm going to play Shacklegeist first. Oh, nothing. There's just F6'd. Okay. I'm going to take 2 more damage for this. So here I'm going to your face, attack your face, attack your Narset, attack your Narset. Let's do our best to get her off the table. Consider. I don't particularly care about that. Okay, another consider. Sick. So these are all things that we don't really care about. So Narset's going to get off the table, and I don't believe I'm going to get to draw cards this turn. Oh no, I do? Oh my god. That's how that works? What? I legitimately did not think that's how that worked. But if they're just gonna tap out for... Okay, I was gonna say, if they're just gonna tap out for a Niv-Mizzet, game is over. EI by itself, I don't really care about right now. Things I do care about are actually pretty well covered by these 2 counterspells. So I've got enough mana for this plus this and a Shacklegeist. So it's gonna take a lot of work to do anything about our board state. What are we casting? Just an opt. Okay. Yeah, all of these like cantrips and things against this deck, once we actually get our ball rolling, honestly, these cantrips are basically just care about those. So they're paying costs. So I'm pretty sure they're casting just like a Treasure Cruise. Yeah. I was gonna say, and I don't even really care about Treasure Cruise. That's how far ahead we are, is that like Treasure Cruise doesn't actually much text against us. Here I'm just going to get to play Shacklegeist, protect those 2 cards with Geistlight Snare since we have exactly 5 mana to play with. And yeah, that looks like that's gonna work out pretty well for us. All right, so it looks like we are in fact going to the end of the turn, and I'm gonna do exactly that. I'm gonna try to play my Shacklegeists, and they only have 1 mana to play with, and there's no free spells. And we're just gonna put lethal on the table. All right, they can't. Sick. So we're gonna go again game 2 against blue-red control, and here I want the Nightpack Ambushers. I do want the Run-a-Fowls because they definitely play Niv-Mizzet and they could play Crackling Drake. I don't think I want an Entrancing Melody. I definitely want the Disputes. And I think I actually want the negates too. I want a lot of stuff. I'm feeling very greedy. Things I don't particularly care about include Shacklegeist. I don't know that I really want the Lofty Denials when I'm already putting in negates and disputes. Yeah, because I'm putting in like negates, which are hard counterspells, dispute, which costs 1, lofty always costs 2, so it's good to have the counterspells, but I don't. On the same tip, I'm actually going to take out the Spell Pierces too. I think Spell Pierce is really good, but again, it's worse than Mystical Dispute, and usually worse than a 2-man. And I've got, what, 2 more spots to play with? Do I really just want to take out these Lantern Bearers? I'm going to take out a Brazen Borrower. I want to keep 1 Brazen Borrower, but I've got Run-a-Fowl in the same space against Crackling Drake / Niv-Mizzet. So that's a lot of cards going in it. I think I'm on a solid anti-blue. We want Ambushers, Run-a-Fowls, Disputes, Safekeeping, minus Shackle, minus Lofty, minus Pierce, minus Lantern Bearers, and minus 1 of the Borrowers. And done. That's a lot of sideboard, 11 cards. But even with 11 cards being sided, our game plan is basically the same. We're just playing a bunch of flash threats, and we're actually increasing the density of instant speed threats since we put this Nightback Ambusher into our deck. And we've got, wow, this is actually really good. I do need more land so I can get to this little threshold here, but all things considered, like I've got a Mystical Dispute, I've got a turn 2 play, I've got a thing to do once I establish that play, and if it actually lands at some point, I'm pretty happy about that. So it gets even better if I'm allowed to like counterspell a thing in the ice with this Mystical Dispute. That'd be pretty sick. Okay, nothing doing there, so unfortunately I don't have a, that's actually pretty helpful. I don't have a copy of Spectral Sailor to just like jam in their face here. But I also don't have a way to protect it, so I don't even know that I would have put a Curious Obsession on it. Okay, that's a Castle Vantress. Got it. So once again, no flash threat, which is unfortunate. I got the 4th land, so we got what we wanted in that regard for our Nightpack Ambusher. So I think what I'm going to do here is still nothing, actually. I'm going to wait until I have my 4th land to try to play the Supreme Phantom, because as it stands right now, I can counterspell Narset and back that counterspell up, and I don't really know that I need to game plan by doing too much more here. So if they counterspell this, I'm just gonna let them. Yeah, like I don't really need to press any buttons here. And if they kill this with a spell, so be it. If they have to use 2 spells, even better. Couldn't counter it anyway. So now let's see what ends up. I can double dispute something like a, actually I will use a dispute on that. So if they're gonna be stuck on lands, then I don't mind. Oh, sick. I was gonna say, then I don't mind. If I draw a land, so new plan established. I think I actually just jam a Nightpack Ambusher in their face. Yeah, I'm gonna do this while they don't have access to a counterspell. If I let them untap, they might actually draw like a Censor or something. As it stands, Rending Valley doesn't do this. Mystical Dispute can't tag it. And this is their problem. So I'm not gonna get a Wolf token this turn. The list of counterspells they could, the list of removal spells they could have, green 4/4, is probably pretty small right now. Unless they just have like 2 copies of something like a Flame Blessed Bolt, in which case, whatever, do it up. Oh, Collective Defiance. That's pretty cool. I'm just going to make them have it again. I think that actually is the play. I'm going to make them have it again. Solve this problem again. Collective Defiance is pretty sweet though. There's a thing in the ice. That's fine. Well, I don't know about fine, but it's going to happen. Flame Blessed Bolt. Oh, so they actually will play 2 Flame Blessed Bolts at this thing. So they did have 2 spells. They have 3 cards in hand. And now we're getting into the relatively unhappy zone because I also haven't drawn any lands. It would have been really nice to be able to Mystical Dispute this thing, but I still think I like the play we made before of just like making a counterspell or something their problem. Without a 5th land though, I'm feeling a little nervous about this. Yeah, I don't know. That might have been a mistake. So now they're going to get to Treasure Cruise by paying 3 for it. All right, so I guess I'm going to dispute that. I'm going to negate. This way I can continue to hold up my dispute. And they're going to go down to just 1 of the counters. Oh, you're late. You're still a little welcome, but you're kind of late. I was hoping to see you. So this is actually not that bad though, because if they play a spell now, use that spell to flip this thing in the ice and then attack me, I can still play Nightpack Ambusher and protect it with Dispute, using the 3/3 wolves to just continually block this thing. So that's actually not the worst as far as potential plans go. So I'm going to do this while I have the Mystical Dispute backed up, and this is a large part of why I wanted to save the Dispute. So let's see what happens here. They've got 3 cards. So they can just like play literally. So here I'm going to put that in tapped. If I go to 14, that's exactly 2 swings with this, so can't really afford to do that. And that 5th land would have been so welcome to go because I could have been able to flip this. Okay, so Stomp is going towards my face, and because of that, I actually will cast the Geistlight Snare at the Stomp. I don't want them to take me down to 14, even if they're still going to flip this. So the thing in the ice is still going to flip. Can't really do much about that. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I could have been a lot more patient with this 3rd, and that would have kept the thing in the ice off the table because I would have been able to hold up a Mystical Dispute. But all things considered, I still think I like jamming. I guess we'll end up going to a game 3 probably. Let's actually see what happens before I start. So not going to do anything here. Okay, so now they have the mana to, oh, not activate this. They need 1 more. So that's good at least. So we're going to take this, I guess, go to 2 and about it. Yikes. So let's try this and see what happens. Red Cap Melee. Not going to lie, that's kind of cool. I'm going to try to negate it. And if they just have like a Bone Crusher Giant for my face, then so be it. Okay, good start, good start. Here I want to just attack and then make, don't want to mess around too much. It is super unfortunate if they draw a land lets them kill me with this, so I actually think I just need to chill. Oh, they're just gonna scry. Okay, sure. So it looks like they're gonna scry for a land. Can't really do too much about that. So I'm at least gonna get my wolf token. They put 1 on top, 1 on bottom. Okay, so I'm really expecting one of those to be a land. What's this? Expressive Iteration. Okay. I think I actually want to make them use resources towards that. So I'm going to cast Geistlight Snare. Mystical Dispute. Mystical Dispute first. Paying for the dispute. So now I think I want to let this resolve. And if they try to cast a spell off of this, I can Geistlight Snare the spell. I think that feels a little better. Because now this might like rush them into trying something like a Bone Crusher Giant. And then that'll give me an additional turn to like do something else maybe. So they found a Steam Fence. They are putting it in untapped and taking Thing in the Ice. Yikes, but at least we have that covered. So they're going to get to attack me, and I am going to be stuck taking that. So good night, dear sweet wolf token. It was nice knowing you. You were a great little howling boy. Now, my ideal draw here is what? A Rattle Chains? A Spectral Sailor. That's honestly still pretty good. So I'm going to do this since I can play Mausoleum Wanderer and Spectral Sailor, and I'll be able to draw a card. I am forfeiting a wolf token here, but I'm gonna, oh my god, I actually drew the Rattle Chains too. Let's go. I almost feels like we're getting out of this kind of. Flame Blessed Bolt. Rattle Chains, do your thing, girl. Rattle Chains goes here. Nice spell, please go to the graveyard. And I will be pretty happy to block with Friend Mausoleum. I want to keep the Rattle Chains because I want flash in case I draw another sorcery speed spirit. And I want to be able to make sure that I keep getting wolfed case. So now if they play a land, I won't be able to attack into Hall of the Storm Giants anymore. What's this? Collective Defiance, target opponent. No, I'm an opponent. All right, fine. Game 3. I'm still not putting in the, taking out the Run-a-Fowls, putting in, I'm going to put the Lantern Bearers back in. I want a lot of consistency on the play. And with luck, this means that the game will be over long before Niv Mizzet's relevant. And, okay. So, no 1-drop, even though we put 2 more 1-drops into our deck. But I've got the combination of Rattle Chains and Curious Obsession on turn 3 with Negate for a potential backup. So I'll take it. So I'm just going to go ahead and play a blue land here. And I'm not going to be able to do anything about specifically a Thing in the Ice with the way my hand's set up. But honestly, yeah, not great. But I can still draw like a Brazen Borrower to mess with this Thing in the Ice. A Spectral Sailor won't really do it. Otawara certainly will. So let's do that. And I get to do this with Negate too, so that's pretty sweet. So let's start by drawing a card. Nice blockers, no blockers. Yes, and yield. Tamio Safekeeping. That's pretty good. So now if I get to make another land drop, I'll get to protect this with Safekeeping and Negate instead of just Negate. So I will be pretty happy about that if that ends up being the case. I'm looking at a Flame Blessed Bolt. Okay, so I'm going to start off in this way. I can put in the Spectral Sailor and the turn still. But if they have like a Stomp or another removal spell, then honestly I can't do shit about that. Looks like we are going to get to untap with the Rattle Chains after all. So now let's see what they feel like doing. And I would really like to draw just like another land so that I can use Otawara as anti. I will, however, play my Spectral Sailor. Okay, not bad. Still trying to get away from playing this land as a land. Oh, Fry. I can do nothing about a Fry. You got me. I am not playing this land as a land. I'm going to hold up the combination of Negate and Spectral Sailor so that I can at least have some kind of offense and give myself another chance to draw a land. That is a stomp at my Spectral Sailor. I actually will try to negate this. So let's go ahead and see if that's going to protect my friend here. So now if they want to cast, I don't know, an Opt or a Consider or some such to flip my Spectral Sailor, that's an option. A Rending Valley. That's actually really funny because Rending Valley is not going to resolve, but this is still going to flip. That's kind of funny. So I take 4 or take 7, go to 14, step here. They know about this, of course. So now let's, not the land I was going to ask for, but also not terrible. So let's see what I get out of this draw step. Okay, so that is the land I asked for. So that's a good start. So I can play another Spectral Sailor. I can take this attack, go down to 7. I will be going, yeah, I'll just be going to 7. I'm not going to play Spectral Sailor and try to block or anything. I'm going to use this to try to provide myself with a little more offense. So let's see if this works. And if they do like, I don't know, Fry, whatever, on this thing, then I'm still going to get to Otawara this. So I'm going to do just an attack here, play this land, and then let's see what happens. So I'm going to get to declare a block here. If they try to clear this, then I'll be even happier to go ahead and Otawara the Awoken Horror in response. But I really want to give this as few turns as possible to like do its thing, right? And then after all of that, I might even get to Curious Obsession on something, be really cool there. So let's first declare a block, just, I don't know, in case of shenanigans. And let's see what ends up happening. So now they can go ahead and just like replay it, that's whatever. Or they can like Anger the Gods these things. Please don't do that. Damn it, I literally just asked you to not do that. All right. I very specifically asked for not that. At least I have a Geistlight Snare. So the Geistlight Snare can protect me from the Thing in the Ice that's probably coming back down here. I'm going to try that. This is a Mystical Dispute, then I'm really going to cry. All right, I actually will be pretty happy about that. How to play this? I think I actually will give them a chance to untap and try to do something. In the event that they just try to cast like an EI or a Narset or something, I'll be pretty glad to another Thing in the Ice. Okay, fortunately not much I can do about that. So let's flash this in. You can't really censor anything, so let's just untap. 3 mana. I think I actually put the Obsession on the Knight because now I'm gonna get to do it like this, and the Mausoleum Wanderer can protect things. Doing that. Okay, sick. Oh, that's perfect. That's so good for us. Now I can counterspell something relevant. This has 5 toughness now, so it's immune to a copy of Anger the Gods. So yeah, you can pay 2 for that. Joke's on you. I know you don't have it. And they're at 6, so this is a pretty precariously low life total for them. What is this, a Rending Valley? A Fiery Impulse. You can remove the counter. Do I care about Fiery Impulse on this? Oh wait, yes, I care a lot. Duh, they're at 6, they're at 6. So them being at 6 means they must block Nightpack Ambusher with Thing in the Ice, because I'm currently doing 6 to them, so all I have to do is like not let that Fiery Impulse resolve, and they have to throw away Thing in the Ice. Almost messed that up. Alright, beep beep, get under the bus. I think I do play the land in case of Spectral Sailor. No. Show them a wolf token and make them deal with it anyway. So we're still kind of chilling at 5. It's gonna take quite a bit for them to get out from under Disciple. So an Expressive Iteration, if they're wasting mana when they're at 5, this is kind of exactly what I want, right? Sick. Let's go. 1-0. Yeah, good stuff over Blue-Red Control. All right, we get the die roll against Dragon Johns. What up, Dragon Johns? And our hand is not bad. So I've got a turn 1 Spectral Sailor, turn 2 Supreme Phantom, ways to protect things with Geistlight Snare and safekeeping. So yeah, all things considered, we will take it. This is even better if my draw step is an actual enchantment, right? Specifically a Curious Obsession because I'll have blue mana to cast Obsession and green to protect. Let's hope it goes exactly like that. So I'm just going to go ahead, play this, pass the turn, and see what Dragon Johns is up to. Darksteel Citadel. All right, so it looks like we're playing against the, potentially the blue-white deck. So that'd be kind of cool for playing against Scissors. Just because, you know, okay, Spell Pierce isn't bad. It's not what I wanted, but it's not bad. Things I can do. Play Supreme Phantom and just kind of like chill and see if they're going to try to cast Scissors on this. If so, then I just Spell Pierce. I can play Supreme Phantom and just attack into this thing. If they cast Scissors, then we can just like race. And I don't know that that race is all that bad for us, but I also don't know that it's all that good for us, so I simply won't. Instead, I'm just going to play the island, hold up both Geistlight Snare and Spell Pierce, and know that I can play the Supreme Phantom next turn. I also don't really want to attack into this thing, because they can just trade, and I don't really want that either. Blue-red, not blue-white Scissors. Noted. And there, of course, is the Ensoul artifact. So now they can attack if they want to. Not gonna block. Tap. Hey, look at us getting the things we ask for. All right, let's go. So remember that time I specifically asked for CO so that I can hold up this, and now we actually have it? Hell yeah. Let's go, Magic the Gathering. Yeah, that's fine. Beep, beep, get under the bus. I'm not casting Supreme Phantom. I'm just going to hold up my 2 spells and be happy about that. And then next turn, I can just cast Supreme Phantom with my islands and hold up the same 2 spells. What's this? Stonecoil Serpent. Absolutely the hell not. Get that thing out of my face. Granted, it is a pretty good card, but that doesn't mean I want any part of it. Actually, let's attack first. Because if I draw a Lofty Denial, I'm going to be pretty sad about the fact that I tapped out early. Okay, it's a Supreme Phantom. So I'm still going to get to Rattle Chains, hold up safekeeping, and then kind of go from... So I'm still not mad about this. If they play... Okay, Thopter, you got it. Oh man, another one? Skilled Animator. So this is going to be a 5/5? Yeah, I guess it's a 5/5. You got it. And even that's not all that bad if I'm being... So I take 5, I go to 13, we cry about that, and... Rattle Chains is going to come into play, do the Rattle Chains thing, blah, 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 give my deck flash, etc., etc. Breeding Pool, actually pretty good. So now I can do this. Let's get some good attacks in. Bloop, bloop. I assume you blocked the... Yep, okay. That's cool by me. So I'm going to keep holding up the Supreme Phantom. This safekeeping has actually some pretty secret text of gain 2 life. And that actually matters a lot in these matchups where a lot of it really does just come down to racing. So if our opponent's going to attack with all 3 of these, I'll be pretty happy to just block the Mat Courier. And they can flip cup their 1 card into another card, but like they already could have done that, so whatever. I do this, I take 6. They flip cup their card, and we'll see what that card ends up actually. All right, what's happening here? Shrapnel Blast, target my face. 5, 10, 11. Secret mode, gain 2 life. All right, take 6, go to 2. Opponent's like, who plays that? Oh, that was fun. All right, so I'm gonna play a Supreme Phantom now and just get my 1 attack. Oh, that was sweet. And I'm actually just gonna play Shacklegeist now and tap the Darksteel Citadel in upkeep. So let's upkeep here, tap my Lord and my thing that can't block. Sick, let's go. Yeah, opponent is not terribly happy with us. So here we've got the Entrancing Melodies. I've also got 3 copies of Mystical Dispute that do I care about Mystical Dispute? Actually, that might be it. Yeah, that might actually be it. So Lofty Denial is kind of medium. I don't really know that I need all of the 1-drops here either. I think I can take out 1/1-drop. The safekeepings, don't get me wrong, that was cool and that was cute, but like, I kind of want to dispute. I don't really want Run Afoul. They don't play that many flyers. They play Ornithopter and Hope of Girapur, but like, not a million flyers. This is a deck where I kind of want to be on the white list because that list plays Portable Hole. We don't get to play that, but I think I like this well enough. I'm actually really glad that we talked about the fact that safekeeping gains the 2 life and then that immediately came up. That's so hilarious. All right, what do we got? We have Lantern Bearer, CO, multiple protection spells. Let's go, Magic the Gathering. And Ginger Brute, so it's going to be a hasty boy. Can't do much about that, so we're just going to take our one. So now I get to hold up Dispute, counter a Scissors if that's what they want to play, and then next turn I'll be able to do the same but with a Lantern Bearer. Starting on turn 3, I can then play CO on the Lantern Bearer and go from so all in all this will be, oh, that's actually a lot. All right. Yeah, this card's actually really good. So let's try to not just die to them. If this is a Dispute back, then honestly, you got me. That's fine. So I'm going to take my 1, and then later on, this can make this a 4/4 instead of a 1. I think I'm mostly okay with that. So I want to simply put you into play tapped and just cast Lantern Bearer? Yeah, that sounds right. So I am currently losing a damage race, and non-token artifact to 4/4. Okay, can't do much about that. Don't really feel like throwing my friend away. Voltage Surge. Okay, so looks like my friend was thrown away after all. So here I'm going to just play Mausoleum Wanderer into Supreme Phantom, and I think I'm really just kind of stuck playing this try not to die game, and then I get to untap. This isn't that bad. Do I get to untap with somebody? 6/6, that's still not blocking. Give me a Shacklegeist, or oh well, that's dying. Not much is happening about that. Oh, let's go. All right, that's really good for us actually. So I'm gonna CO this first, and then I'm gonna get to attack. So let's, yes, yield. Spell pierces. I think I go to 6 here and then just try to Entrancing Melody this. That gains 3 life, doesn't it? It does. They'll go ahead and untap this, and they can make this into a 5/5, but even still, I only go to 1 in that scenario, right? Skilled Animator, this becomes the 5/5 now. So I go to 1, and do we draw? I don't know what I can draw. Oh, that is a thing to draw. Oh my god, my opponent's about to be so mad. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty sick actually. So the way this is going to end up working here is that they're going to get to attack. I'm going to be able to bounce the Skilled Animator, make this into a non-attacker, and yeah, just like all of the good stuff happens, I believe, because I've got double counterspell backup too. I can also just gain 3 life with this, which is pretty sweet. Yeah, move to combat. So if they attack with both, yeah, it doesn't actually matter. Petty Theft here, not taking pain under any circumstance. So they have 1 card left, and if it's a Shrapnel Blast, I've got Geistlight Snare to cover that. Oh my god, I think they're casting a Geist. Oh my god, please do. Man, is opponent about to be like just maximum mad in a second? I kind of hope so. It is a Shrapnel Blast. Oh my god, what did you sacrifice? Oh, the Ghostfire Blade. Sure. So here I'm gonna do this. Pay 3 for it. Okay. Now that's bounced. There's no more thing. I get to untap, still holding up my ability to gain 3 life, because that's going to end up being really important. So let's do this. Draw a card for my Mausoleum Wanderer. It's another Rattle Chains. That's pretty good. Yeah, I guess I just pass. So yeah, if they attack, I'll just block and then gain 3 life and then kind of restart from there, right? So their draw is a Mountain. That's going to animate this, I believe. Can't do much about that. Block here, gain 3 life. I go to 4. Oh, I'm going to play this. This does not walk me into a Shrapnel Blast because I've got Spell Pierce up still, so that plays nicely. And I get to just untap here. Supreme Phantom, that's not bad. I don't need to cast it right now, but it's not bad. Let's just attack with only the Mausoleum Wanderer. I will probably need to block. So slow and steady, currently winning the race, I think. Especially if one of my draw steps is a Shacklegeist at any point soon. That'd be really nice. A Spectral Sailor is actually really helpful, because now I can just have multiple actions, right? Like I can Spectral Sailor plus one of these 2 spirits or the Brazen Bower and still hold up the Spell Pierce the entire time. Ornithopter, sure. Yeah. So I'm going to cast the Supreme Phantom and Spectral Sailor and then just block with Spectral Sailor. And this will still just let me hold up the, well, everything really. But no, please don't have freaking, oh, yeah. That's fine. So now this is going to be a 5/5. I'm going to cast this. I guess here. It was a Shacklegeist. Are they dead? Shacklegeist enters the battlefield, making this a 4 plus 3 here plus 3 here. Yeah, let's go. 1, 2, 4, 3, 3. That's 10. Hell yeah, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Hell yeah. All right. 2-0 to Simic Spirits. Let's go. Next round. Next round up. Flying White Turkey is our opponent. Noted. So we're going to take the play, and we are going to Yorion list. Okay. So that's against either blue-white control or Niv-Mizzet pile. I don't like this hand. I do like this hand. I'm going to ship one of these Yavimaya Coasts. I don't really life for things. And they are also going down to 6 cards, which is, I guess, nice all things considered. So I'll be really happy that I'm on the play with this kind of, because I don't necessarily know what my opponent's doing. They could be on just like some enchantment pile with Enigmatic Incarnation. Nope, blue-white control with Yorion. Okay. Oh my god, we drew a Geistlight Snare. Let's go, Magic to Gather. Everything's perfect. Nothing ever went wrong. So we're gonna get our attack on here and immediately get the card drawing train counterspell back up. So I'm very much not sad about this. And another Mausoleum Wanderer. I will cast that. No. Portable Hole exists. I had to stop and think about like what could they actually cast to deal with this if I tap out for Mausoleum Wanderer, but the answer of Portable Hole is super. If this is just something like this, then I can still do this and then untap and have Mausoleum Wanderer plus Lofty. So as it stands, they still are not going to be able to get rid of my Mausoleum. Oh my god, that's good. Still not going to cast the Supreme Phantom. Here, I'm going to cast nothing in case of Rattle Chains. I'm taking my 1 point. Hiya. The only thing I'm really trying to fade here is a Supreme Verdict, so I would really love to draw one of my Tamio safekeepings. I love you too, Magic. Oh, that's strong. All right, so let's get the untap then. Shacklegeist I don't actually care about. So I'm going to cast that for the +1 on my creatures, but really for not much other purpose here. If they have some kind of counterspell and want to use that here, then honestly, so be it. Fateful Absence here again. I'm just going to protect that with a... I'm not going to use my safekeeping because I really want that to protect against a copy of a Supreme Verdict. So here's that. Take your 3, deal with a couple of threats. Draw me a card, please. Thank you kindly. And let's see if they actually have a verdict. Okay, looks like nothing. I do love it when they do nothing. A 1-drop is actually pretty good. I'm not going to cast it, right? But I will be pretty happy to play it. And if our opponent's going to try to cast a card like, say, Settle the Wreckage with this 4 mana, then I'll be pretty okay to... Oh, that's fine. You can have... Then, yeah, I was going to say I'll be pretty fine to just go ahead and Lofty now that's still holding the safekeeping up for anti-Supreme Verdict. Lantern Bearer. Do I want to cast one of these? I want to keep up the threat base just in case they don't have a verdict, and if they do, then I'll still be pretty happy to just like protect this with a safekeeping and keep it moving, because I'm going to get to do that, untap Supreme Phantom, keep the pain train going, you know how it goes. Okay, so safekeeping is going to go here. You are allowed to destroy the other 2, and let's untap. Are you casting a White March in my upkeep? If so, I'll be pretty happy to Lofty Denial it, but I would really love to just draw a land. No, but that's not even bad. So that does take my... Oh, hey! I was going to say that does kill my turn by 1, my clock by 1 turn. But I've got Rattle Chains and Lofty now, so I still can't really complain about too much. So I'm actually just going to try casting this now. Oh, wow, that just went. Oh my god. All right, that was just an F6. Untap. Another Lofty Denial. Okay, well, that's exciting. So now I'm going to get to attack with both here, and I can flash a Supreme Phantom in... What is this, a Shark Typhoon? It is a shark where X is 3. Okay, so if they try to block the Mausoleum Wanderer, they're going to have a sad time because I'm going to get to flash in Supreme Phantom and make X equals 4. Wait, are they just dead? Never mind. So I can just put in both Supreme Phantoms, and now I have got a 6 power attacker here. Sick. Let's go. GG's, next game. So, blue-white control. Safekeeping again, Nightback Ambushers, Negates, and Mystical Disputes. We have a lot against this deck. Things that I don't really care about. Shacklegeist is obviously like a nice threat, and it does help a little bit with the copies of Shark Typhoon, but things like Brazen Borrower work a little bit better. Again, Lofty Denial is kind of medium when I'm already putting in both Dispute and Negate. And what's my least efficient card? I think I actually don't really. And I can take out one. I think I want to take out exactly one of these. Yeah, I think I like that. Granted, the Sixth Sense is really good. I mean, that's it. It's just really good. But I've also got other ways of card advantage. Like I've got the Nightback Ambushers that can just win games on their own. So I don't really know that the Sixth Sense is necessary when I already have 5 of those effects. And so blue-white control with Yorion this time. And once again, we do have a pretty robust side. And we're going to go ahead and submit that. So now let's see if we can go ahead and just kind of run back another W, right? Hand is pretty good. Sweet. So we've got a Spectral Sailor, we've got a Sixth Sense with Dispute backup, we've got a Lord. If I get a couple more lands, I've got an Ambusher. All things considered, I will shut up and take it. So I'm gonna do this now before they have the ability to cast a Mystical Dispute on my Spectral Sailor, because they're not going to be able to dispute a Sixth Sense. So that works out pretty well. Portable Hole, of course, does not. Even that's mostly okay-ish. Otawara. Okay, so you can Mystical Dispute. Oh, that's nice. So I do want to draw another land before I start like doing stuff, but I can Brazen Borrower the Portable Hole, unlocking my Spectral Sailor. So I actually am going to try to do that. If they counterspell this, I mean, it hurts a little. No, it actually kind of hurts a lot. That actually stinks a lot. All right, looks like we're paying the cost for having a Omen of the Sea. He got it. Looks like we're paying the cost of having a 20. Maybe we're playing 21, but either way, it's not like the 25 or 26 lands that decks like this get to play when they're not 34 when they are playing Yori and however many. Okay, Rattle Chains is actually kind of helpful. And here I think I discard what? Sixth Sense probably? What is this, a Shark Typhoon? Oh, well, that'll make it so I don't have to discard at least, but I'm still just like not surviving this game. We're not really doing okay here without more lands. So let's hope that this next turn is pretty uneventful, but if it's a Teferi, I'm just gonna, yep, all right, next game. Not dealing with all that. Let's try this again on the play. I still like what my plan was, so I'm gonna stick with it. It's like that hand was really good until we didn't draw the die roll. Yes, I would like, risky, risky, risky. I think that's too risky. I'm gonna mulligan this. This is much, much, much better. This is like 45 times better at least. So I'm gonna keep this and put back. Opponent said showdown. All right. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Absolutely not. Do I want to do that, or do I want the Brazen Borrower to go away a little? I actually think no, I'm going to pitch the land. All right, so let's see if our opponent has another turn 1 copy of Portable Hold. And if they do, then there's really not much to be done about it. But if they don't, then I get to do this and back it up. Aw, man. Well, that sucks. So I did draw another land, which, to be fair, is pretty good. Won't lie and say I'm not sad about it. So, things I can do. I can Brazen Borrower this now, make them recast it with their turn 2. And then on turn 3, I can hold up a combination of this and this. If I let them untap with mana, then don't get to make them waste really any turns unless I'm exactly waiting on like a Shark Typhoon. The turn 1 Portable Hole's really rough to deal with when my hand's already. And what's worse is I actually don't think I ever had an opportunity to, like, you know, just wait enough. So they're still going to get to do this back, which is kind of what it is. So maybe I get to draw like a Mystical Dispute or something nice. That's okay. I don't know that I would call that something nice, but it's not nothing. So let's see if maybe we can, honestly, I don't really know what I can draw, but I think I'm not going to walk Brazen Borrower into a Censor or Otawara's okay. Okay, Wara. Yuck. Apologies for that joke. That was even worse than they usually are. Bounce Portable Hole with Otawara, and we are casting a what? A White March? Fateful Absence? What are we doing here? A White March. Okay. Still not able to do anything about that. And my hand is, unfortunately, not really in. So I do have a Geistlight Snare, but I want threats. So I guess I just have to like cast this, and I'm really just kind of like crossing my fingers here. Like my hand is just not it. And this isn't a spirit, so I'm not going to be able to cast Geistlight Snare either. Like this is honestly just kind of, so at least I can crack this clue, but overall, not really enjoying my position. Actually, no, that was fine. So let's see what ends up happening here. I've got double Spectral Sailor, so I can like resolve a threat, but now like a single Shark Typhoon's really gonna, and they just played Otawara with no worries or cares in there. Yikes. That's not scary at all. So let's see what they want to do, if anything, about this. Like, I don't even know that they really care about the Spectral Sailor. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and draw a card with it, though. So if they want to, I don't know, Shark Typhoon or Fateful Absence or something in response, then so be. But I'm going to give myself a chance to play Matt. So here, I don't believe I need to walk myself into a Shark Typhoon. I can just kind of pass the turn here. I can hold up another Spectral Sailor / Geistlight Snare. If this is just like a Scry, then, oh, completely honest. We might just be dead if honest. There's the Portable Hole. I actually think I'm just gonna let that slide. I can't do anything about it anyway. Yeah, I think this one kind of escaped us here. So we're attacking, not doing much about that. Let's try to cast this. Okay, attempting to draw more cards. What can we get out of this? Oh, is that another Fateful Absence? Nope, nope. What are you casting? Deluge. Okay, so they're getting more cards. A Rattle Chains. Maybe we do get something out of this. Not nothing. So if I can draw another Brazen Borrower, then maybe that actually gets me out of the Shark Typhoon scenario too. But I do only have one more left. Remember, we already used one earlier. Tapped lands, come on. All right, this is rough, definitely, but it actually could find a way to be worse. Like, I've got Nightpack Ambusher, I've got Geistlight Snare, I have Rattle Chains to protect the Spectral Sailor if need be. What, if anything, do I cast? I think I cast... If our opponent cycles a Shark Typhoon, we are moving to the next round. They don't, we actually have something of a chance. Oh, what's this? I actually have no idea what they... Oh, Settle the Wreckage, Wandering Emperor. That's actually okay. So I can't Geistlight Snare it, but I will be able to protect with Rattle Chains. So I can at least protect my friend. If there's a counterspell, I've got a Geistlight Snare, but there is no counterspell, so yeah, go away and let me draw my card. A Mausoleum Wanderer. Okay, what can I do with Friend Mausoleum? I can play blue, cast Wanderer, draw a card, and protect with Geistlight Snare. Okay, I don't necessarily know that it's a great plan, but it is a plan. Wandering Emperor also turns Shark Typhoon into a 2-turn clock because it makes it 5 power and I'm at 10. So that's something I need to be aware of. And I'm running relatively low on resources that can actually kill a Shark Typhoon. Like, I've already used my Otawara, I've used one of my 2 Brazen Borrowers. So at this point, I'm really looking at just like attacks. I'm being honest, that's a little scary. What are you, Supreme? Anything I can do about that? Not particularly. Okay. Wait a minute, they just got rid of their freaking thing. Oh, that actually... All right. Well, I guess I just cast this and cross my fingers then, because like I can't counterspell a counterspell. So if they have Absorb, that's just it. Opponent, please stop having. And I draw another. I think I'm just gonna pack this one up. This got out of mind about the Hall of Storm Giants that's on the table. So we're gonna move to 2-1, and let's slide over to the next round. Yo, we got round 4 against Tegan Time. That's a sweet name. Hand is all right. I'm in. With the safekeeping and spell pierce in this Spectral Sailor here, I really want like a Sixth Sense. I keep trying to say Keen Sense. I really want a Sixth Sense or a Curious Obsession to go along with these, but a Supreme Phantom, I'll take it. So let's see what we're fighting against here. More blue-red stuff. Okay, so blue-red stuff means that I'll just go ahead and chill for a turn. So now I can hold up Spectral Sailor plus protection, untap, Supreme Phantom with protection, and if this is just like a thing in the ice, then I guess we're kind of pod racing, but like, that sucks. All right, you got me. So let's see if I can manage to get them down to a relatively low life total before they keep like trying to. And here we get to find out whether they're Phoenix or whether they're blue-red control. With the way my hand's currently set up, I actually don't know which I would rather them be. Thing in the ice is pretty. All right, so they took their damage. They're down to 18. They still have all 4 counters, of course, onto this, so let's see what happens here. We are casting an Anger of the Gods in them. Honestly, kind of cool. Not going to resolve, but kind of cool. And that actually takes up their entire turn, so if I draw something, maybe not like that. I'm going to hold that up, and now I can attack them for 3. Playing the 4th mana untapped threatens my ability to use Spectral Sailor to draw a card too, so let's see if that's what ends up happening here. Is this just an EI? It is. Okay, so they need to find just 2 more spells to be able to flip. A bit precarious, not going to lie. But even if they like flip up the thing in the ice, right? Like I can still just flash in both Spectral Sailors and still hold up Geistlight Snare. So even worst case scenario. Okay, so it looks like nothing's happening here. So I am just going to play this, holding up double interaction, try to attack them down to 10. And Otawara! Oh my god, we're so good. That's really good for us. Flame Blessed Bolt. I'd prefer 1 more land. Whatever, I don't have it. So here's that. So now let's see if the Otawara can... Narset is the draw. Well, I will be pretty happy to keep that the hell off the table. It does mean that I'm not going to get to protect one of my creatures from Thing in the Ice flipping right now. I guess it's what it is. What are we casting? Just like an opt or something? Alright, so I'm going to get to do that. And at least I will get to just like replay this immediately. So that's not nothing. So I'm going to go from 18 down to 11. They're going to get to consider for whatever. Another Spectral Sailor. Actually think I'm okay with that. So let's do this. Because now... I can take the damage, go down to 4, resume my clock, they go down to 10, and I can still Otawara this thing next turn too. So if they make me use my safekeeping for something, then I think I'll actually be mostly up. So Opt is getting them to Treasure Cruise territory, which is kind of scary. Fiery Impulse. Let's protect it with safekeeping if we can. Okay, sweet. That was a Treasure Cruise we just mentioned. You got it. Now what costs 3? I'm going to be able to block for free, so that's nice. Because I'm already indestructible. So that part's kind of cool. That is another Narset. Okay. Top 4, we are finding a Fiery Impulse. Okay, so I'm gonna play another one of these, do the untap. Shacklegeist, not bad. Not great, not bad. I can clear Narset you to cast Shacklegeist? No. Definitely clearing Narset. Not really looking to get comboed out of this game. But I will be pretty happy to be able to bounce this Awoken Horror. They are gonna get to Fiery Impulse, my friend, which... Oh, are they just like trying to turbo flip this thing? That sucks. Actually, that only medium sucks, right? Okay, so they're gonna try to Fiery Impulse my lord. What happens then if I bounce my own Supreme Phantom? If I bounce my Supreme Phantom, I take this attack, I go to 6. Ice counters. I take the attack, I go to 6. No, I think that's a bit... They have 3 cards. Okay. And this is really unfortunate because this one's already at 2 counters. Another Narset. Yikes. Rough times. Rough times. Elective Defiance. Also sucks. That's less bad. And 6. I think we just do this. Shacklegeist can protect from Thing in the Ice being able to attack. Is that a Day's Undoing? Top 4, finding a Collective Defiance. Okay. What the hell costs 4, 5, 6? Oh, it's a... Yeah, you got it. Tap the Nif Izzet. Show me Supreme Phantom. That wasn't even close. Duck. Why you do me like this? Narset. Face. You go down to 4. Can I do anything about this currently? Niv Mizzet is definitely a problem. And I can't even Petty Theft to get out of it because it's going to draw the card and do the thing. What am I really hoping to have? I guess I'm hoping to see Shacklegeist untap and I actually get to keep my Brazen Borrower in play. I think that's like really kind of... So 4 mana. What is 4 mana? Oh, just this is really ugly. So they're still going to get to shock the Spectral Sailor with that, and I don't have lethal. At least that part. They're still gonna get to... They just have like another spell for my Shacklegeist. Go away. 8 cards is a lot. Still am not guaranteed. Like, they can just cast an ice and then flip it, or they can flip it now. Okay. I assume there's a removal spell in their hands. They got 7 cards, but like, I still feel like that was probably a mistake. Opt. Okay. I was gonna say, please cast a spell. Alright, so they definitely have a spell then. But I can't really like not walk into it. Like, I just don't have the option to not walk into it. Oh my god. Damn it, both of these can only block flyers. Why? Alright, blue-eye control. Safekeeping, ambushers, disputes. You know, I think, do I want to try the Entrancing Melodies this time? I think so. Run-of-Fowls, I'm gonna still hold off on them. So things I don't really... Lofties, Shacklegeists, Bearers. What else did I take out? I feel like I should be able to remember this, right? Like, we're bad at this, but not that bad. Like, I just legit don't recall last time. Is Geistlight Snare that good in this matchup specifically? I think the answer might actually... Like, I am still putting in a bunch of counter spells, but Geistlight Snare might actually just be the worst counter spell, because, like, Dispute already takes care of Narset, Negate takes care of most of the things I care about. Geistlight Snare usually comes down a little to take care of Thing in the Ice anyway, and it can't counter Nif. So I think that's actually something I should have considered last time. I'll keep in 1. Okay, so here's our sideboard. Again, pretty robust. So we're gonna try this and then see if our Entrancing Melodies can actually manage to take over Ice. And our hand is actually not bad. Like, we've got Spectral Sailors, plural. We've got Mystical Dispute, pretty okay with all of this. Rattle Chains is very nice. A land or 2 would be super welcome, but I will shut up and take this as it is. Lava Glide Pathway. Noted. You are trying to kill my Spectral Sailor. You are going to kill my Spectral Sailor. You have successfully killed my Spectral Sailor. I hope you feel great about yourself. Alright, so all the joking and whatnot aside, I can dispute this pretty happily, and then I can go ahead and cast my Spectral Sailor number 2, hopefully drawing a Curious Obsession. That's not bad. So I can start by getting my attack for 1 on, and that's actually kind of okay-ish. If they are just going to like try to remove this, I've got double protection, so that's kind of cool. I think I actually just untap here? No, I'm going to establish a clock. So let's see what, if anything, they choose to do about this. So I'm going to try to protect itself and then see if they walk into a safekeeping maybe? I don't know. And if they counter to safekeeping, then okay. So it gets fried. Oh, that's really good if I draw a land. I would like to draw a land for my Night Pack Ambusher, please. That is a consider. So they're at 5-6 cards, which means that they have a Treasure Cruise. Nope. Okay. I was going to say, which means if they had a Treasure Cruise, they actually could have just cast it. But I think we're just looking for a better untap. Land? Nope. Fine. I guess I should have played the Rattle Chains. Still no land. Still very sad about it. Excuse me. More opt. Oh, Thing in the Ice. Yeah, you got it. So Thing in the Ice is going to do its thing again. Haha. Indie Ice. And there's not really much I can do about that. Treasure Cruise now. Please don't. You definitely have a Treasure Cruise. That's unfortunate. All right, attack time. So this whole lack of lands thing is kind of hurting the case for our Anger of the Gods. Yeah, that sucks. Looking a little rough for the home team here. 2 cards also makes life a little bit sad times for, oh, you're late, but you exist. So now what happens? I hope they don't just like jam Niv-Mizzet down my throat. If so, then I really just can't do shit about that. So it's kind of nice that they do that to us. I think I just jam Supreme Fan. Just like make them deal with this first, I guess? It's not pretty. Well, that's not something that can deal with this. So my Supreme Phantom's just gonna die in a fire here. 6 cents. A little sad that you didn't show up much earlier, but let's see if they have like a Consider or an Opt or something. Oh, that'll play nice. All right. So you're saying there's a chance. EI is gonna flip that too. Okay. Don't think I bother Rattle Chains. I'm gonna cast Rattle Chains. So let's see if they want to use removal, resources, etc. Nope. Okay, now let's see what they find. Hopefully not a counterspell in their hand, because I really want to Entrancing Melody this thing. Lands, you got it. Otawara, that's really helpful. That is a lot more helpful than even casting Entrancing Melody, so I'm going to do that instead. Come on! Will you stop? Oh, so many cards I can do basically nothing about. Niv-Mizzet, it's so bad for... I guess I do this and hope to God it's not a freaking spell in their hand, but any spell in their hand kills me. Yeah, all right, we're dead. Yeah, looks like we're 2-2. That's sad times. Let's move on to our next round and hope we can close out with a 3-2, I guess. Man, Niv-Mizzet sucks. All right, last round. What up, Andy C? Andy C is going to be looking at a pretty decent one-lander from yours truly, so we're going to keep our one-lander and kind of see what happens. Yeah, we're on some serious harder to cards nonsense right now, where I've got Lantern Bearer that I don't mind if they spend a removal spell on it, so that's going to be the one that I cast first. And if I end up drawing another land, I'll be happy to have Mausoleum Wanderers to protect the bearer. So that is going to be where we are trying to start against what looks like we're fighting the mono green. So we're going to put one of our COs here, hopefully draw another land. That'd be great. And I want to yield. I do want to draw that land. And the Mausoleum Wanderer. Okay, so under turn 2 here, they can just draw something like Old Growth Troll or something, you know, similarly large. There's not currently much I can do about that, but I am drawing cards. Kiora. Okay, you got it. So now I'm probably looking at just like another elf. Oath of Nissa. Yeah, that's fine. All things considered, it could be a lot worse than this. Elder Gargs. That's worse. Elder Gargaroth counts as worse. So let's do this. Try to draw more cards. Now, 6 to 5 is obviously likely to be relevant here, but about an Elder Gargs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have the mana for it. I guess I just gotta draw a copy of like what? I can draw a Brazenbauer. I can draw a... Oh, they're not casting it right now. Oh, yes, they are. Yes, they are. Never mind. Man, they couldn't just draw one of the other big-ass drops? Like, they had to draw exactly that one? We just don't get to have the nice things today, huh? All right, well, we're going to cast our 2 Spectral Sailors and see if this pretty aggressive draw can get us there. You're late. Why? Why? Come on. What? Oh, I'm so mad. All right. Damn it. I am so mad right now. All right. I guess I'm going to put a CO over here. And this way we'll at least be able to draw a card. And I get to do what? Attack face, attack Kiora, attack. They will get to block this, but I'll get the Tamio Safekeeping to give it indestructible. I still get to draw a card. And I'm really hoping that the card is, I guess, a Shacklegeist for next turn, because I need a land and a something to do about it. And I currently have neither. Man, a Shacklegeist would be so good here too. I could like tap this, clear this, and then kind of go from... Looks like we are unfortunately doing. So I guess I'm just going to cry about it and hold up. So that's what's happening. Attack face, attack walker, attack walker. Man, why couldn't you show up one card earlier? So what are you doing? Making a 3/3? You are in fact making a 3. So I'm gonna safekeeping this, and I'm still going to get to draw one card, so that's going to be something. And if my draw step ends up being a Shacklegeist or a Brazenbauer, then I'm still okay-ish against Elder Gargs. Not great, just okay-ish. If they have another Elder Gargs, honestly pretty fucking... As it stands, I guess I just take the 9, and that I'm not doing anything about, so yeah. I go to 10. Hopefully not... Oh, yeah. You have a mega shit. Oh, it actually... Actually, god damn it, they only play 2. Why? The deck only plays 2, what the F? I'm so mad. All right, so I guess I just have to like sacrifice this to the gods and like kill Kiora. And then I can flash into creatures to block a 3/3 because this has trample and I can't block it anyway. What is happening to me right now? All right. Face, walker. So I'm really hoping that my draw step is named, oh, I'm giving them another 3/3, aren't I? Yeah, not quite a Shacklegeist. Okay, so I guess I do this. I do not have a Rattle Chains on the table currently. What's my play? No, I'm just dead, right? Because that tramples. I'm only going to be able to produce 2 blockers, and they can't block this. So I'm just taking 9 either way because of the extra 3/3. Yeah, we're dead. Wow, sucks. So Entrancing Melodies and negates because they play like 12 planeswalkers. Here, Nightpack Ambusher isn't great. Lofties, and I actually do want the Spell Pierces. So Lofties are something I'm not particularly interested in. Tamio's Safekeeping is another thing I'm not interested in here. And I'll take out one of the lands. And I just realized I kept up my sideboard from last round. Is Entrancing Melody really better for me than just like jamming a Nightpack Ambusher in their throat? I don't really want to be paying 3 to take over an elf. And their other yeah, I'm just doing this instead. I don't think paying 3 mana to solve it. And the upside to playing a card like the Nightpack Ambushers is that they actually can solve things like Mistcutter Hydra / Shifting Ceratops, any of those types of effects. So let's do that. Play first. Yeah, actually we'll keep this. So mine is exactly what? Run afoul. I think I'm relatively okay with what's happened. So I do want to draw another land, of course. Perfect, thank you. So CO is going to go here, and I'm going to get to hold up Geistlight Snare, and then I'm going to get to hopefully play card plus negate. Like, that sounds pretty nice. Okay, that counts as card. So let's see what we are, I presume, going to Geistlight Snare. Wolf Willow Haven. Is that better than just countering a threat? I think the answer is actually yes. Yeah, because now they're not going to get to do anything with their turn 2, which is really big. Like, I'm going to give myself the chance to draw a land, because I've already got a Spectral Sailor, so I can still play on their turn. And if I draw a land, then I will be playing Sailor plus Shacklegeist tap. Yeah, I like that. And then, yeah, this locks down another one of their mana, and their best possible play is, what, a Kiora? I think I'm pretty okay with that. So now what are we looking at? An Oath of Nissa. Yeah, these are all things that are, at least on their own, not terribly threatening. And now that I have Shacklegeist, if I get to untap with negate and put 6 cents on something, then I'm still pretty happy about the way this goes. And they can't even cast Old Growth Troll right now, so that's good too. Spectral, I don't particularly care about. It's good to have instant speed stuff. But if I draw a land, I'll still be able to like Spectral plus negate, so that's pretty exciting against most planeswalkers. But here I'm just gonna attack the face and draw a couple of cards and be pretty excited about that. Yes, and yield. Another CO and a Spectral. Okay. Or in a Geistlight, rather. So that's all pretty good. So looks like we're in a driver's seat for this game. Is that just an Old Growth Troll? I actually don't think I care about that. Yeah, because we have a lot of clock happening. That doesn't actually do anything about what we're happening. So I'm just going to put another CO here, and we're just going to draw like a shit ton of cards every turn. Bloop, 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 bloop. So take what, 7? Go to 4. I get to draw 3 more cards. Ancestral Recall. Deck. Let's go. I will play that too. I don't know. Draw your last pathetic card, Yugi. Which really just means let me go to game, because we super died in game 1 to the Elder Gargs. Oh my god, it was so devastating. That card was just better than our entire deck by itself. How do you got 5 pips? So what is that, like 7 total mana or some nonsense? Oh no, it's not 7. I have to negate that. No, they just fight. I just Rattle Chains. You got Rattle. Yeah, you can have it. So now I can counter the next big thing with the Geistlight Snare. Oh, Elder Gargs. Since we have Shacklegeist, I don't care about that either. So now if you try to use Vivian to fight this, I'll be able to Rattle Chain. So even though we have approximately a shit ton of stuff to worry about, we're going to go to game 3. And I think my plan for game 3, double checking, I don't think I want the Lofty Denials. I think the extra threats that the Nightpack Ambushers pose might be a little better. I will admit to being very scared of Elder Gargs. So what do we got going on here? A lot of things that are honestly entirely too slow. This is still slow, but it contains a couple of counterspells. I'm sorry, a counterspell, a couple of threats and whatnot. So all things considered, this is not bad for what we're looking. So I'm not going to take the 2 there. But being on the draw here is honestly really scary. They can just like play an Old Growth Troll and okay, maybe not. So I'm going to take a damage here. That's still bad, but it's not nothing. Okay. So if they just like cast an Elder Gargs then with the Brazen Bower, I can bounce the Elder Gargs on the way back down and counterspell it with a Geistlight Snare. So that at least is something. I mean, that sucks, but like, so if they put like just counters on here, then I guess I can just Rattle Chains. So let's take our 3, go to 16, end of turn, cast Rattle Chains, and then develop our own offense from there. Honestly, not entirely helpful. I guess I just take you out for the sake of not letting you ultimate. And this way, if they try to use the Vivien to fight my thing with this, I guess I'll be able to do that. Are we casting Storm the Festival? I need you to like just chill for exactly 1 turn, because now this thing's gonna get to bite my Llanowar, their Llanowar elves to my Rattle Chain. Oh, they're just putting counters on. That's actually kind of helpful, because now I get to play a land and play more mana. I don't get to stop them from fighting here, but I do get to attack Vivien down to 2, and I actually want Vivien to be at 2, because now if they're tempted to fight my Rattle Chains with one of these, then that gets rid of the Vivien. If they put counters on one of the elves, I can bounce the elf with Brazen Bower. Oath Nissa. Okay. So like this is still nowhere near. It's at least something. I can still play like just a big ass creature here. Putting counters on sucks. You got it. So I'm going to Petty Theft one of these. So I'm still going to take the 4 and go to 12. Were you just replaying the elf? Yeah. Lair and pass and pass. So at least now I can do this. And I don't appreciate dealing with the 4/4, but Vivien's down, they're taking 1, and for what it's worth, I do actually have a pretty real defense set up now. Like I've got Rattle Chains and Supreme Phantom, those can help block Lair the Hydra if this tries to get a little frisky. I can bounce this 4/4 with the, come on, please just stop having it at all turns. And I can just cast Rattle Chains, block the 4/4 elf with Rattle Chains using Brazen Bower to help get rid of the Elder Gargs. And if I draw a counterspell for it on the way back down, then actually okay-ish. We drew a counterspell for it on the way back down. Let's go. Okay, Magic the Gathering, let's go. Doop, doop, doop. Take 8, go to 11. All right, let me counter your Elder Gargs, please. 6, 7, 8. No! No, why? Why would you have exactly a... Oh, I'm so mad. Oh, I'm not gonna get to play... Why? I guess it's not exactly out of the question for them to have another land, but like, I can still be mad. Yeah, whatever. I guess I'll just use my counterspell. So I can draw, what, a Shacklegeist? Not a Mausoleum Wanderer. Can't draw a Mausoleum Wanderer, that doesn't help. If they attack though, I will be able to get a sweet double block on, so there's at least that. I'll be really excited to double block with what, Rattle Chains and Mausoleum Wanderer, playing a Brazen Bower or 2. So that's definitely a route to victory if they just like try to attack with this thing. So I assume they're going to come out with a 3/3 and that's just whatever. So I'm going to give myself the best chance to get the double block on, because it's not like they have any instant speed interaction here. So they are going to get to kill both of these, and I would still much rather... Oh my god, why is everything going so right for the opponents? This is nonsense. Alright, give me a Shacklegeist. A Breeding Pool. Just what I wanted. Alright, so we're just like firing up the Lair of the Hydra now. Yeah, we are. Okay. So that's a 5/5. So I can't even like profitably block this either. So I'm just gonna pack it up. We're done here. So yeah, so that's our league. We honestly kind of sucked. All things considered, we had the tools to deal with everything, and I think honestly, like a lot of what happened is just that shit just went super right for the opponents at basically all turns. Like we had to mulligan pretty deep and then be unable to answer like Shark Typhoons consecutively against the blue-white deck, and you know that happens. We know that's a problem. We needed to not be able to answer the Niv Mizzet into or right after the Thing in the Ice against blue-red. Like that was something that we had the ability to handle too. Like we could have just drawn lands earlier for the Nightpack Ambusher, and then we just like, you know, bricked on them and that sucked, and it's kind of what it is. I think another land might be the answer here, like playing the 2 Lantern Bearers. I might want to play like another just Island Bearers, and that might actually end up like, you know, making it so that we have to mulligan a lot less, because we also kept a couple of 1 lands. So 20 lands in this deck might just be 1. The other thing I may want to do is I do love the Shacklegeist, but swapping one out for another Brazen Bower, or even a second one out for two Brazen Bowers, might actually be the wave, because there was a lot less games where we wanted to keep tapping things down rather than actually getting them off the table. And I think that's where Brazen Bower might just be better than Shacklegeist in this archetype of deck, especially since we really just want to be. So I do really love this archetype, and I would definitely jam this more. And I think I would also take this advice for myself if I were to play mono blue anytime soon too. Like if I were to play mono blue, I think I would probably want to play all 4 copies of Brazen Bower and then like 2 Shacklegeists rather than the other way around, you know. Even with the ability to put Curious Obsession on Shacklegeist a whole turn earlier, it might still be worth it to play Brazen Bower more. I also noticed on our Discord, user Zeth4, the one who actually kind of inspired me to play this a couple of years ago, ended up getting a trophy with this archetype and was playing 2 copies of Nebelgast Herald. That is something that I might end up wanting to revisit as well. So if we want to play like some number of Brazen Bower and or Nebelgast Herald, that might solve a lot of the same problems, because like we've played Nebelgast Herald in the past to some pretty good degree of success. Like we've gotten to win some really lopsided, and that might be something I totally want to. So maybe the 3 drops are the way. I mean, you know, they're obviously more powerful than 2 drops for a reason, so that might be something I want to consider too. If we end up playing Nebel, then that might also give us cards like Spectral Adversary, since, you know, they help protect your own creatures, but also, you know, there's instant speed interaction that plays Nebelgast Heralds. So either of those might be paths to consider. And Entrancing Melody, I honestly think that might be more like, it was really sweet when we got to take our opponent's Ginger Brute against the blue-red Ensoul deck. That was awesome. But I honestly don't know that that was something needed to do with Entrancing Melody in this list, rather than just having additional copies of things that tap creatures. So like a Brazen Bower, an additional Brazen Bower would have been good there. A Nebelgast Herald would have been good there. Any number of things to solve that problem. And Entrancing Melody is certainly playable, but I don't know that I like it. I don't know, to be continued. But other than that, I really loved it. The 6 senses provided a lot of stability and consistency that we really wanted. Tamio's safekeeping was amazing this entire league. Like when we saw Tamio's safekeeping, that card was actual gas. And every line of text mattered. Like the indestructible mattered, you know, save our card from a removal spell and then block on the ice with the same creature because it was still indestructible. The gain 2 life actually mattered when our opponent was trying to race us. So that was pretty hilarious that it came up when we said it. The Night Pack Ambushers out of the sideboard were pretty damn good. Like we did have a couple of scenarios where we didn't actually have the lands to use them, but outside of that, the Night Pack Ambushers were. The Runafowls, I didn't side them in. I could have sided them in against Niv Mizzet, and honestly, against Blue-Red, it might be correct to do that rather than putting in the Ambushers. To be determined, but I really like the Ambushers against a deck that's like Fiery Impulse, which otherwise tags our entire deck. I don't really know that. I think I'm gonna have to run more reps at this deck to determine whether that's really like the right call or not, because we had moments where Night Pack Ambusher was good, especially when we got to make it a 5/5 with Curious Obsession, because it was just like a big dumb attacker that our opponent. The safekeeping was great. Again, 3rd safekeeping out of the sideboard was pretty good. I might want to put a 3rd in. The Runafowls, if I sided them in against Niv Mizzet, they had the ability to help. Maybe if I had drawn one of those instead of Night Pack Ambusher, I might have been able to salvage that because I would have been able to instantly solve. So maybe that was something that I should. But other than that, I really like the way this deck looks. Like it was super cool. It was fun. When we did our thing, we really did our thing. And when we lost, the losses were all games that we felt like we still had room to, like the last game, like we lost to double Elder Gargaroth, but like we still had play again. We solved the first one via combat. We had the counterspell, and it just ended up being that our opponent ran perfect to be able to resolve both of those. I think that's just like unfortunate events, but certainly something that we can play around. So even though we only went 2 and 3, I still think the deck actually performed fine. Had bad luck. Sometimes your opponents get there. But that's going to be today's video. Let me know what you would do with this list if you were to play Simic or even Mono Blue yourself with the creature base, with Shacklegeist, with all of the things that we've discussed today. Let me know which version of Spirits you're looking to play in Pioneer and or explore. Really looking forward to all the input. We've got a whole new format to explore. So and as always, if you like what you're watching, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see y'all on the next one.